Hey, welcome. It must be Thursday night because here we are at the live stream of consciousness. I made it. You made it. We all made it. I'm so excited. It's been such a crazy trip and it's been getting better and better all the time. So it's it's my happy place and it becomes my happier and happier place. And I'm glad that you guys are here with me, making comments and being happy with me and enjoying these amazing conversations. Um, so I just wanted to really quickly kind of get this out of the way, and not really get it out of the way, but just talk about my sponsor. I've been working with Mind Dog TV, Matt Napo. He's a friend of mine who I gotta go up here. Matt Napo, he's a friend of mine who has his own podcast. MindDogTV.com is where he broadcasts out of, and he's got a morning show called Coffee with the Dog, which is just amazing. He talks to a lot of comedians. He talks to a lot of authors. He's also got his evening show where he talks to all of these authors, and he loves to learn. That's what's so kind of cool about him. He's like he just loves to learn. So I'm just going to put up his website there. Go check out his website. He has amazing people on his show, amazing conversation. He's an inspiration to me. I try to be like him. He creates space for people and he's just so good at it. So yeah, he's a little mentor of mine in the broadcasting direction. So let me take this off and get back to the show. So here we are tonight. We have another amazing spiritual person. I did something weird just 20 minutes ago. I went live on the Long Island Spiritual Group just to kind of do a little commercial. So if you're here from that, just say hello and that you saw it and that's why you came, because I want to know if that works. I got Janet out there who made an amazing post. I don't know if anybody saw it, but I will just talk about how amazing it was, because she said she wanted to give a shout out to the live stream of consciousness and Jesse and Michael for changing her life, and just making her understand that she can make it easier to just be. And she has done some amazing things. And she talked about how she learned from me and Jesse and Tony Robbins. And there was another reference in there, but I was like, wow, I'm being referenced in the same sentence as Tony Robbins. It was like, blew my mind. So thank you, Janet. Jilly is out there too. So what's up, Jilly? Brenda is out there too. She saw the post. Awesome. Thank you for validating me. I'm not just making stuff up. But yeah, so here we are. I've been watching some of the old episodes and it's amazing to see how different the show is. Like, it was originally Jesse and me, and there was a lot of banter back and forth. Now there's a little banter at the beginning. I love the sponsor thing. I want to go old school. I want to like have a little script, and I want to like have the product, and I want to like do like an old school radio commercial with a sponsor. So if you've got a product, bring it on. That's what I want to do. Getting some love from Janet, sending it right back to you, Janet. Anyway, that's enough of that banter that I was talking about. Let's bring on tonight's guest. I know she's super excited and I'm super excited. And it's like, you know how I always talk about the energy exchange. Well, that's what's so amazing about this show and the guests is like we connect on such a cool vibrational level. And then we have this conversation and resonate that vibration out there to you guys. And it's just such a it's a great thing to be a part of. Boom. All right. So let's get it on. It is Thursday night, live stream of consciousness. Tonight's guest, you guys all know and love her, Angel Eyes Dawn Marie. Welcome to the show.
Hello. Thank you, Mike, for having me on. Michael Zinn.
I'm so excited. I love it when you say my name. I love the energy that is behind our exchanges, because I think we both really believe in each other a lot. So I
I
think
got the
that's
chills right now.
yeah, that's a part of it. You know, that's a part of it. And also we believe in humanity, and we believe in a lot of other people. We were just talking and you were saying how your power is to elevate people into their power.
Yeah.
And that's freaking power. That's powerful. You know what I mean? Like, that's what we need. This world needs people to find their own power and stop being such drones to, you know, the media
Monday.
and the government and the mundane. Good. Nice way to say it without actually saying it. I'm going to take it. cue from Matt. That's awesome. Yes. But it's amazing to be able to tap into your own self and know that you have the ability to be happy and to radiate happiness. And is my
It looks
signal
like it's breaking up a little.
Yeah, stay right here. I gotta refresh.
Okay.
Reload.
Okay, he's gonna be right back. Brenda, I saw you were here and you saw it in the Facebook group. That's awesome. And hello, everyone else out there. He's just rebooting and coming right back. So everyone enjoying their summer. Beautiful time. I can't believe it. Maybe I'll pull a card. Let's see. As we wait, let me check in, tuning in to all you guys, inviting angels here, and let's pull a card. Listen. We need to listen to spirit. We need to listen to our guides and angels. Listen to all the little nudges we get from spirit, and also listen to other humans. I pulled a card while we were waiting.
You know what? I had a feeling you were going to take over the show.
Well, I was sitting there and I'm like, I might as well start talking. I'm like, Brenda was in there. Up, here we go again. Here we are again. He's having some technical difficulties. The energy is too high and vibrant, I guess. We're blowing the fuses.
Totally. No, I've definitely been. Let me see what this signal's like. All right, I think I'm back to normal. Yeah, the internet's been really weird. I check it before I come on, and it tells me my signal is good, and
it was fine when we were talking.
Yeah. I don't know. I reload, and it usually comes back. So here we are. So
yeah, it's breaking up a little. I already see. Okay.
Okay, I see a bunch of people in the audience here. Let me see if it's some other programs I might have running. Nope, it's just Chrome. So I just want to say hello. Yeah, it's running really slow and odd. Bear with me just a minute.
Sure.
If you want to take over the show, you can take over.
Well, the card that I picked was listen. And I was like, not only do we have to listen to our guides, angels, listen to that divine insight, but also listen to other humans because they come, our messages come through earth angels. Mm-hmm. Like, as you know, Mindy's been whispering to me, you got to get yourself on YouTube. A lot of my students said, you need to do this class, you need to do that class. And sure enough, when I was busy in my day-to-day or my day job and doing this at night, sometimes I don't make the time, and they whisper to my students for what they need. And like, I would say almost all my classes were guided by spirit and my students pushing me to do more for them.
Of course we would say that. Yeah, that's absolutely the way it is, right?
Oh, you're better now. Good.
Okay, good. I am loving the chatter. Awesome. I want to say hello to everybody. I see so many people out there. Let's see if this works. It's working now. So awesome. We got Azalea out there. We've got Lisa.
Carla.
Carla's out there. We've got Carrie Ann's out there. We've got Lillian. Awesome. And we've already said hello to Brenda and Janet and Jilly. This is awesome. We got a party happening right now.
My students, my peeps, my family.
It's such a great community, and it's really great that it's starting to really come together very, very nicely. A lot of people are starting to shine, and everyone's starting to just feel the love. Helen Wagner is out there. What's up, Helen? I'm not going to let you get away with just coming in and doing your readings. You have to go through the initiation of the live stream of consciousness and answer a couple of questions.
Oh my gosh, yes, I'm looking forward to it.
And then the space is all yours. If you want to do some card readings, I would love it. I would love to offer that to people. But the first question is your definition. Tell me, what is consciousness?
Oh, awareness. It's awareness. It is connectiveness.
Mm-hmm.
It's oneness.
Okay. It doesn't have to be complex. If these are the words you're pulling out, they're all good words. The reason I love asking that question is because everybody gives me a different answer, but
Yeah.
they're all the same. They all the answers all mean the same thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, I agree. I think consciousness is all of those things. Did you have something else you wanted to say? Did I cut you
I
off? Or?
always have something to say. I just think it's beautiful because when we think about consciousness, we have our subconscious, our conscious. There's it's so deep, and especially in studying hypnotherapy and all that, and working with the consciousness, the
Mhm,
subconscious.
mhm, mhm.
Um, it's just an amazing. It's an amazing word. So I think that's a great question for you to ask.
Right. Yeah.
Because it's something. It's about being aware of
Mhm,
of the unboundedness,
mhm,
especially that's out there.
mhm, mhm. Absolutely. Yeah. No, I totally agree. It's just a great way to open the conversation, I think, too. It makes you start to think. It's that kind of thinking that I think is, why we call ourselves like-minded people. We like to, question those things. What is consciousness? What is behind the I am, right? What is the I am, right?
Mm.
Cool. All right, so we got one more question, and then we get into the fun stuff. Although this is the fun stuff to me. What's up, Angela? Angela is here too,
Oh,
and
hello.
he says her name is Angela Dawn.
Oh, wow. Angel in her name.
Yeah. So the question is, obviously you're into the metaphysical arts. Let's say that I've been really getting really good with the words and not saying it without saying it, right? Um, and I think that there's a certain ideology behind that. You have to kind of, I think a certain way, and you have to kind of, it's not the way that most of us were brought up, right? So there had to be a moment, or maybe it was when you were very young, or maybe you just always felt this way, but is there something that made you realize that the way we're brought up was not necessarily all there is, and there's more to it and more ways to navigate it than we've been told?
Yes, and they say that we all have, we're born this way, and up until the age of 7 is when we start losing it. And why do we lose it? Is because we go to school and we're learned and we're taught.
Mhm,
What's wonderful is as more and more people awaken to this consciousness, this awareness that there's more than just the mundane,
mhm,
then you have awakened parents that are
mhm.
uh, uh, they're they're embracing their children, saying they're talking to their imaginary friends when they're really spirit. you
Right,
know,
right, right.
Came up in a reading I was doing.
Mhm,
I actually said, they're bringing me to your childhood, these imaginary friends, and she
mhm.
remembered them. I go, that was always
Right,
spirit. It was
right.
just. It's amazing. So,
Yeah.
and that's one of the things that I'm passionate about is that we're all special and we're all
Mhm,
gifted. We all were
mhm,
born with this awareness of
mhm,
spirit.
mhm,
But we have these veils of illusion of that we come with, and or we
mhm.
also have, we're being taught and told
I
to
think some of the veils of illusion are layered on us as we
lay
try
it
to
on. Yes.
navigate the world. They're kind of put on us, and like you're saying, I think that enlightened adult, that's why I think in the past 10 years, let's say, we've seen such a boom in like homeschooling,
Yeah.
and things like that, because people are starting to realize, like, wait a second, there's institutions and paradigms in place that may not be the best for us,
Yeah.
and a lot of, it's great to see a lot of generational trauma, and this is just a generalization, but in general, people are recognizing that generational trauma and addressing it. And, I think that's what creates these spiritual communities like we have here on Long Island, this great spiritual community. Everybody talks about healing all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm not, I'm kind of not big into some of the terminology, because I feel like it's almost, there's a negativity to that, but I understand that you look around and most of the population needs some healing, because of these layers that we're talking about. So, I definitely understand it, but I guess my perspective is to look at it more like you're saying, like we're all gifted, almost, something really, really cool. And you might understand this. I'm sure you do, is in the last year or two, I've started to really see my reflection in everybody. Everybody that I meet, I'm like, oh, I kind of see this thing, and it just makes me feel like this connection. And I guess sometimes it's a reflection, sometimes it's just the same vibe.
What you see in me, you see in you.
Right.
That there's actually an exercise I do in some of my classes. I have people write down their 4 like people that inspire them, and it could be their mother, it could be if someone famous, and then I tell them to write 10 things down, and then I tell them and then I tell them to circle each of those things. And then as you look at that, after that, I say, and guess what? Circle just one in each one. So there's 4 top things. I go, guess what? That's what you are. What you see in them, you see in you.
Right. That's amazing. Yeah.
It's within you, because you have to have it in order to recognize it.
Yeah.
So it's so interesting you said that, because when I'm teaching my students to do angel card readings or mediumship readings, I'm like, you're going to see that these readings are going to be healing for you. You're going to see spirit send you people you can help that went through what you went through, because they use our own experiences to help them. Like spirit brings up a memory of my past to help them. And I'm vulnerable and I share it. And they're like, I never told anybody that. I can't believe you said that. I'm like, wow, spirit's making me share. And if I would have said, well, did this happen to you? Who knows if they would have owned it. But because I say, hey, I went through it. They're like, wow, I went
it's
through
a little easier. So do you ever get emotional, like feeling like,
oh yeah,
the message is kind of for you too? You're like, oh, hey, remember this was a message, and then all of a sudden you're like, wow, it was trauma before and now it's a message.
Your message. One of my coaches said that. I love it. Your message.
Awesome. So let's talk about that. What was that moment? You never answered.
Yeah, I it's funny, when I was younger, me, my cousin, Marianne, and my sister all saw a woman in the closet. And it's so funny because another student of mine says, my son sees a spirit in the closet. I'm like, I guess they hang out in the closets, because I didn't. My mother said it was just the toys. It was just the toys. So we brushed it away. And I didn't know until only about 10 years ago, when my cousin was also a medium and doing Reiki. And we never really talked about it, because, it's like, I don't remember exactly when it was, 10, 15 years ago. And we finally both came out of the closet about it. It's, you don't talk about this stuff,
even 10 or 15 years ago, even then it was like kind of, people were still not talking about it. Yeah.
So it's definitely out there now. But when we were talking about it, she goes, I saw that lady in the closet too. It wasn't until then that I knew my cousin saw the lady in the closet.
Oh, wow.
So that kind of I'm like, no way. That kind of validated for me. My mother just said it was the toys. She just put it, and then we just left it. But that's how parents that aren't awakened shut it down. That's why I was shut down. And it was only 9/11 when I woke up to it again, because I lost a friend. His name is firefighter Michael Cawley. And after I was calling him to see what happened, see if he's okay, because he was off that day. But he jumped on a truck to go help. And unfortunately, he was one of the firemen that was lost. And during that time, I wanted to go feed the firemen. I wanted to go down there and help. And my sister never says boo or tells me what to do. She's like, don't go down there. I was going to meet my friend from Boston.
Oh, wow.
I listened and I didn't go down. And meanwhile, there's a lot of people that have been getting sick from the air quality.
Right.
So who knows if she was really saving me, back
Interesting.
then.
Yeah. Interesting. Is she intuitive herself? Does she have intuition?
Well, you know what? She doesn't. She is, of course, like
right. But she doesn't really tap into it. Right.
Super caring and giving and always wanting to help people. She actually runs a foundation for MS. My cousin Lillian is here. Her mother passed from MS, and
Oh,
that was what
wow.
inspired her to help. So
Wow.
yeah, my sister doesn't say she's into it, but she loves all this stuff. But she saw
Right,
the
right.
woman in the closet too back then. You know?
That's amazing. Yeah, that's so cool to find out so many years later, like, wow, you saw that, like, you just kind of kept it in your memory, like, maybe I
I
was
know.
crazy. I don't know, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
awesome. Yeah.
I know. It definitely
Very
is.
cool. So
So
I
that's
just
what
want
happened.
that's awesome. I want to continue, but before we do, I want to just address some of these messages. You have Lillian talking about how amazing you are, um, and how she opened you up. I guess that's one of the people you're talking about, right? Your cousin.
Lillian, yes, she's my
Yeah,
cousin.
yeah.
We
Oh, look at that.
reconnected all because
She's
of this book. This book.
what book
she
is
came
that?
she came to a book signing. I wrote a chapter, Baby Souls, Mother to Be, and Journey to Get There. And she saw it, and we lost touch. We're family. We're
Wow.
cousins. And she saw it on Facebook. She friended me. My sister had a post. She was friends with her. I have not seen her since my grandmother's funeral.
Wow,
I
that's
was 9, she was
crazy.
15, and we reconnected. Sometimes
That's
we have big
awesome.
Italian families lose touch, and now we're like best friend cousins. And she's
What's the name of that book? In two stories.
Intuitive Speaking Her Truth. It's a UK author. It's 24 authors, a UK publishing company. She
Intuitive speaking their truth. Say it again.
Intuitive Speaking Her
Oh,
Truth.
intuitive is the name, and then
Yeah.
speaking her truth. I just want to put it up there for people who are
Yep.
interested.
Yeah, it's on
Um,
Amazon and also at the center. They sell at Long Island Healing Arts and Learning Center. Shout out to them. Um, I write an intuitive message in the book, so when you buy it, because I'm not there to sign them all the time, so when you buy it, there's a
oh,
message.
that's cool.
People
It's like
text to me. I'm giving them a message like it was the perfect message.
it's like you're pulling a card, but it's the book. That's awesome.
Exactly.
That's so cool. That's very, very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. So I think I shut it down because I wanted to share your website and bring it up on the screen. I do have the URL
Perfect.
so people can go there.
Thank you.
I think that might have been what was slowing me down, having another window open.
Oh, there you go.
But anyway, so all right, so you realized that all of these things that you thought when you were young, what they were, that they were spirit, and that you had this connection, and now you're a medium as well as a tarot reader.
Well, I don't read tarot. For
Oh,
some reason, when I was younger, I was always afraid of that.
a
But
card
when
reader. I meant to say
Yeah,
card
well,
reader.
you know what? It's there's nothing wrong with it. It's just a tool,
Right, right,
you
right.
know.
Sure.
So I'm not familiar with. I don't teach it. But I've had people use tarot cards in my angel card class. So I don't say you can't use them because it's just a
Right.
tool. There's nothing to be
It's
afraid of any at all. It's just a
sure,
tool. But
sure.
I do angel cards,
Right,
mediumship channeling, connecting with your guides, ascended
right,
masters, angels,
right,
and loved ones. So,
right.
I one of the big things too is I do third eye activations and helping
Awesome.
people. We talked about earlier, my purpose is an intuitive development coach, spiritual
Okay.
teacher. I
Okay.
help awaken people to their gifts, letting them know they have this powerful connection within, but it's
Mhm.
just been dormant. Everyone has
Yeah.
intuition, and everyone knows I have intuition. Yeah, that little voice inside me, or that stomach when I feel something
Right.
in my stomach, you
Right.
know, that
Everybody's experienced it. Yeah, you're right.
yes,
Everybody has.
everyone.
Everyone. And you know what? I talk about again, I'm sorry to my usual viewers because I talk about this all the time, but everyone has also experienced the idea of what an energy transfer is. And I talk about this in like, have you ever been to a concert or a football game? And you go there and you feel the whole energy of the crowd, everybody's there with a very, very specific intention. Everybody's vibrating at that energy and you feel it. And it's like, there's no denying it. I don't think anyone can go to a game, even if you hate the game, you're reacting to the energy that you're feeling, right? If you
Yes.
hate being there. So that's the example I give to say, hey, energy is all around us. We emanate energy, we take it in, and that's how we learn to be happy and really, you know kind of I guess deal with the reality. The
Yeah.
things that aren't mundane. So Azalea is commenting again. We have so many great people commenting. She loves your class. um and Brenda has taken your class. So many people have taken your class. So I feel like I want to work with you. I also feel like, we only really know each other online mostly. We've run into each other once or twice. But I feel like you have something you want to say to me. I feel like you know something about me that I don't know. Maybe that's why we need to work together. Maybe that's something that will come out in working together. But is there something off the tip of your head that you could think of, like, I've got to tell Michael Zinn this, because I know, I don't know, I just kind of sense like we're always buzzing around the same fire,
Well, number one is when we were talking earlier about, you're like, you mentioned something, and I just right away, I'm like, oh my gosh, you have so much to.
Well, I said I didn't know what my gift was specifically.
Yes.
I said I don't really talk to spirit specifically, though. One of my best friends is Christopher Allen, and he has explained to me exactly what he sees and feels, and I'm fascinated by it, and I totally resonate with it. I don't think I've experienced. Let me say this first. Let me preface this first. I have absolutely 1,000,000% experienced my connection with Source. You know what I mean? I'm connected with Source. I have found my religion, my spirituality, whatever it is. I have my relationship with it. You know what I mean? And maybe, like I was saying, was like, maybe I've just been content with my relationship with it because I have seen people like yourself, like Christopher Allen, who I can see your connection with Source, and I can see your special gifts, you know what I mean? And I just don't experience things the same way necessarily, but maybe it's a matter of just
Up until
hanging
now.
out hanging out and working together, you know what I mean? And just really kind of exchanging ideas and exchanging energy, and figuring it out. So
A message I'm getting right now, just for you, is you are so kind. And what I see is one of your gifts is you make everyone feel so special. And because you're like, you get excited when you see someone new, or that's why this show is gonna.
everyone is special.
Exactly. But that's why this show is just gonna, because you see the goodness in people.
Right.
You see how excited, whether they're just starting out, or whether they're, or whether they've been doing it for years. You see,
Right.
and that's our commonality, because I'm
Sure.
the same way, like that.
Sure. Yeah,
When
I certainly feel like that's definitely my gift, is being able to resonate with everybody, and almost even like you have your own platform. You're versed in what we're doing right here, but a lot of people have no idea how to do a live stream and stuff. So
right.
that's what I do. That's what I felt my gift was, to help people like Christopher Allen. We went on a cruise together. Steve Interante put
I
together
was supposed to go to that.
we went to Bermuda, and we were roommates because we were both single.
Oh, I thought.
So we became really good friends, and I was like, dude, you should be the host of like your own spirituality show. You're a great speaker to people. You make people feel comfortable, all this stuff. And he was like, yeah, and he agreed, and we remained friends. And about a year later, I brought him into a studio to do a show, and that's where he started his live stream. He was doing live readings to like 40 or 50 people at a time on a show live, just like this, and I was producing it, and it was so much fun. And I was like, I think this is my gift. I'm here to help
Mm,
Christopher Allen get his thing out. I'm here to help Angel Eyes. But like I said, a lot of people learn it. You do it yourself. Sunshine, Sunshine, right? She's amazing. She came on the show, and she was so, I was like, I think she made a comment that somebody had her on their podcast. It wasn't even a video, it was just an audio thing. And she's like, oh, I had such a good time. I'm like, of course you did. You're amazing. And I said, you got to come on my show. And she came on my show, and she just fell in love with it. And we did a painting show with her. We did a bunch of things, and she just took off with it. And it's amazing. The ripple connection is a ripple from the live stream of consciousness, which is great.
yeah. Yes. And definitely, like, that's one thing when I saw there, and this is how it is a ripple effect, because like when I saw you there, that was one of the first times I met you. I might have met you before, online or through,
Right.
I think we were friends already.
Right, the community. Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, I need some support with YouTube and all that. I know I do my We Are the Leaders of the Light.
Right.
Once a month. I was doing it during COVID every Sunday, and
Right.
helping people through tough times when we were locked down. That's what
Right.
started it. That's what gave me the idea. Spirit said, you need to give them a third eye activation so they activate to love. I go, okay.
Awesome.
They're like, yeah, do a free class right now. And I'm like, okay, I just listened. And then it turned into bringing other mentors and colleagues. And, so I started doing that. I actually have one this Sunday talking about the classes I offer, talking about like ways of connecting with spirit, like angel cards and
Right.
mediumship. But
Right.
yeah, we all need that support. I still do not have that support with YouTube, and so that's why
Right.
it's
Well,
great.
that's what we'll do. We'll barter. I'll help you get a YouTube channel going, and you'll help me find my inner gifts.
My students will love you because they want my meditations easily accessible. I'm emailing them voice
Awesome.
notes. So
Awesome. That's great. That's
yes, we all,
awesome.
you know what it is? We all have our talents,
Yeah.
our specialties, and when we co-create together, we
Yeah.
get to, get the best of it all, which is
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. And again, you said something. It might have been on another show because I see you all over the place online. But about co-creating, about what did you say specifically? Now I'm trying to remember. It just came in my brain and went out of my brain.
ask the angels to bring it back to you.
Yeah, it was. Bring it back to me. Bring it back to me.
I always said that happened to me. I always say, all right, bring it back to me. I know if it's important, they'll come back.
Well, I mean, there's just so much for us to discuss and go over. I think that's what's going on. It's
Like we could go on all night.
spilling out of my brain. Exactly. But yeah, I mean, I feel like definitely you represent to me a big part of the community that I see happening. I see, people like Steve Interante, people like you who have made so many people like just changed so many lives, you know what I mean? Like and I feel that too, like I said with Janet and the live stream of consciousness. I had no idea what I was doing here. I just loved doing it. I just knew that I loved talking about the stuff and I loved talking to the
Oh my
people.
God, I
And
got the chills.
yeah, and immediately there was a woman. So I don't think she's here tonight, but this woman Kenzie watched the show. She was a friend of Jesse's before the show started, so she came into the show knowing Jesse, and her and I became friends. And she, like, after only a few episodes of Jesse and I doing it, she told me about how much we inspired her. She was watching, oh my God, I forgot the guy's name. She was watching this guy who does channeling and he connects with people online. He had like a live stream going. It was like 1,500 people there in the audience. And he offered, he said, I'm going to do a healing for somebody. Get in touch and tell me what it is. And she was inspired by the show to just say, I'm going to just go for it. I'm going to use intention and I'm going to just put my story in. And she got this reading. So she has a 7-year-old who has this, I wish I knew what it was, this condition, ASLD or something that's very rare. She's like basically her caretaker, I mean, she can't take care of herself, this 7-year-old. So they got into the live stream, they got the reading. She said she immediately saw when her daughter heard his voice how she like changed, her energy changed, and she like had this experience that she just had to tell me about how we changed her life just by her watching the show, and it was like, yeah, it gave me chills. I was like, I never expected anything like that. It's just amazing. Janet is saying she changed her life for the better.
Oh, that's
And
beautiful.
Helen says, I always bring the voice of her soul out. How sweet is that? Awesome, Helen. You bring it out in me, baby. That's why we talk. And I tell you the truth,
That's beautiful. Yeah, it's amazing when, like, because I go live almost every day. You've been some of my
Yeah,
lives,
yeah.
one card and I have to say, there's like one or two people say, you saved my life. Like, whoa.
How
Like,
amazing does that feel?
you don't even realize the little thing you're doing by sharing an inspirational message. People say it's like you're talking just to me, because a lot of times sometimes I'll pull a card for one person, but a lot of times I'll do collective messages, and spirit gives me enough to reach as whoever I'm supposed to reach.
Yeah.
And one time this woman messages me and said, my son watched your live this morning. And I don't know, I think he was like 12. And she goes, Mom, I'm going to have a great day today. Because I did setting intentions.
Wow. Yeah.
I'm like, wow. She goes, I had to tell you, my son watched you. And right after, he's like, I'm going to have a good day today, and walked out. And I'm like, wow.
That's awesome. That's awesome. It's so simple, Helen. Thank you, Helen.
I love what she said about it was about her soul.
I bring the voice of her soul out.
Yes. You bring the voice of my
I think Helen struggles a little bit. She gets anxious and things like that. So, and she posts about it because she's just trying to share and
because your
express it.
Message, right?
It's a message, and I'm immediately drawn to say, you are amazing. Stop it. Stop being so silly. And she hears it. She definitely hears it when I say it. So thank you, Helen, for being there to allow me to do that. That's just feels so good. So
it's amazing seeing your students, your clients, your people that are here growing, and the difference that from point A to point B, like when I see them from the course, from day one from the course till the end of the course,
Yeah.
Transition.
That's why I want to explore a little bit, because I mean, like you said, there's something there. There's something that I think bigger than just doing this, but this is a great platform for me to be learning and growing into that. I'm inspired. I have a friend, Marty, who, he did something. He went over to a third world country and gave them water and dug wells, and he did all of this stuff that, I mean, man, I would love to do that. I wish I wasn't so old. I wish I was like a little bit younger.
You're never too old to
do I feel like I'm, Costa Rica's calling me. Yeah, Costa Rica and Hawaii. I visited Hawaii, and it was one of the most spiritual places I've ever been. It was just like, it was literally like being in the Garden of Eden. I felt like that's where I was, and I vowed that I would be back there. So I still vow that I will be back there. So I think we have cool, we still got 20 minutes left.
Yay.
Why don't we do some readings? We got so many people in the audience. You want to do some readings? You up to it?
Sure. Yeah. I'll let them know what angels or guides or who's around them.
Okay.
Or I could do a collective message for the group.
I love the idea of a collective message. Also, maybe, I mean, I know from watching you kind of, you have a whole, I don't want to call it a ritual. I mean, I guess you have the whole protocol of, kind of clearing the air, protecting yourself, as you call in the spirit. I don't know if you want to get down into that and do that. Janet said she would love a reading. I would love Janet to get a nice reading. Janet's always been here since the beginning. I don't know. You tell me. What do you want to do? This is your space now. You answered all my questions.
Let me grab my essential oil. Where'd it go? Hold on. I have it right here. Okay.
Awesome. That was such an important part of meditation to me. Was Steve would give you a little dab of the essential oils, and it was such an important part of being in the moment and kind of the mindfulness of, like, he would say, be aware of the smell, be aware of the sounds, the truck outside. He was so good at, like, really making you understand what mindfulness was, and being in that moment, so.
Yeah. I mean, for me, the essential oils were key because I dealt with a lot of anxiety myself. And I couldn't meditate. I couldn't calm down. And I would get truckloads of lavender. I'm like, I'll take 20 bottles. I need it in my car. I
was going to ask you what your favorite was. Lavender. You like that?
Yes, lavender and frankincense are my
those are my two favorites.
There's another commonality. The person that awakened me to my gifts, was Michael Corley. So more Mike.
Oh, wow.
And of course, our good old Archangel Michael. We can't forget about him.
Yeah, of course.
But so with meditation, Oh, Janet loves the oils. Look at that. So for me, I guess I never was, my breath was always shallow. And the breath, and this is what I teach in my classes, the breath is the connection
It's the key.
to source. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
the more, and when I smell these oils, I'm breathing in more. So it's helping me breathe more, breathe
Totally.
deeper, getting that connection.
I so get it. It makes so much sense, and it's so like I'm watching you do it. I wish I had some with over like nearby. I don't, but it's so soothing. It's
camera. I usually have it right here. I didn't have it.
It's so soothing. It really is. Jilly's getting her lavender.
Jillian is getting my lavender. There you go.
She's gonna join us. Yes.
Yeah, awesome. And you know what? I guess one of the things too is I could do a little exercise before Janet's reading for everybody.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's talk about
it. And this is something I'm going to do on the We Are the Leaves of Light. It's a free Zoom that I'm doing.
I'm going to get my oil while you're
get your oils. So everyone get your oils. But we all have the ability, and I don't know if he could still hear me, but we all have the ability to connect. And our loved ones, our guides, and our angels, whether you notice them or not, are always around you. So just invite them here right now because they're here. But allow that awareness. I was just saying how our loved ones and our guides and our angels are always here. Yeah. All right. So we're all just going to breathe, do an exercise. And I share this. The biggest secret to mediumship and channeling is that it comes in our own thoughts. And that's one thing that I teach my students. So if everyone closes your eyes right now, and you could do it too, and count to 10, you hear that little voice counting, right? Okay, now I want you to think of when you go into the store, that list of things you got to get, whether it's on your phone or a piece of paper, go into the grocery store, bread, eggs, butter. I want you to recite that list in your head. I want you to see that list on your phone or on a piece of paper. I don't want you to see yourself in the grocery store or if someone else does the shopping, seeing it come into the house and seeing yourself, those items, the color, the brands. All right, you could open your eyes. Now, did you see that? Did you hear that little voice? So that's using your clairvoyance and clairaudience. That is the biggest secret to mediumship. Well, it's not really a secret anymore, but I always was saying, I've been saying it for 15 years. Since 2006, I started teaching. Sure. So, and because if it came as strong as it does, for Chris and other people, like you said, it would scare a lot of people. A lot of people, see spirit. So we could see spirit with our physical eyes, but a lot of times we see it in our mind's eye. We get a feeling, a sense, a knowingness. Like you said, you just have this connection to source. Your strongest clair right now is that claircognizance. You have this knowingness that there's a higher consciousness, and I just know. I get an insight. I act on it because that's my source, right? Yep. And that's your claircognizance is your biggest, strongest clair. So everyone right now, what happens is, did everyone put a 1 in the comment box? If everyone heard that little voice, the 1, and everyone heard the saw those products. Is there a bunch of 1s in there?
Oh, I didn't. Did you say that? I didn't even. I was like,
I
guess I zoned out. Did you say that? Did you say put a 1 in the comment box?
Put a 1 in the comment box.
I didn't even hear that. Yes, we got Brenda. We got Lillian. Yes, we got some 1s. We got Janet saying yes.
Yeah. Okay. So that little voice inside, that's what spirit uses to infuse their messages. It comes disguised in there. But the thing is that they're talking to you. So half the times I see my clients, my students, or when I'm doing group readings, what happens is spirit has been showing, this is how I became a teacher, because spirit's always showing me that they could do it too. Spirit, I'm like, you're having a conversation in your head. And they're like, yeah, well, I'm making it up because I know what he'll say. I go, well, that's him talking to you. You're really having a conversation. They're like, I am. And the reason why they believe it is because spirit brought me to the place that they're having the conversation. So I was able to validate that, and they're like, oh my God, that's really happening. So it empowers them to have it too. So that is, and I'll tell you, I've seen,
Great.
you gotta really take what resonates with you and leave the rest, because there's a lot of different belief systems about this topic, you know, whether
Right.
you
Right.
can or can't, does everyone. And
Right.
I passionately believe we all can, because spirit keeps showing up for me with
Right.
my clients that way. And I teach
Right.
people to do it. Okay,
Right.
so back to the exercise. I can go on forever.
Awesome.
All right, everyone, now think of the last time you had a sign from a loved one or an angel, you saw a feather or a coin, the last time you felt like spirit was around you. Do you have something that you're thinking of right now? Okay. So keep your eyes closed. And I want you to think of that time. Put yourself there. You're surrounded, protected by God's white light, putting your ego and personality aside, allowing you to be a clear and open channel. Oh God, as we open the door to communication in the unity of the Holy Spirit and the great I am presence of the universe, we give thanks, for we know the word spoken and healing received is filled with your love, truth, wisdom, and understanding of the highest. Breathe in, smelling that essential oil, breathing out. Breathe in and breathe out. And now, feeling the love and the energy, seeing beautiful white light from the heavens filling you, surrounding you, expanding outside of you. Mother Earth energy coming up, grounding you. For the heaven is healing you and the earth is healing you and the heavens, being one with the heaven and earth. Breathe in and breathe out. And as you think of a sign that you saw recently, I want you to ask, who was it? Some of you already know or felt like you knew who it was. Seeing them there now, invite them in. And if you didn't know, say, who is it? It could be an angel, a guide, a loved one. And for those that didn't see a sign, if you have a loved one that's coming to your mind right now, it's because they're there. Invite them in. If there's a loved one, a guide, or angel that wants to be with you, invite them in. I should say that you want to connect with, invite them in. And for those that have that sign, invite that loved one, guide, angel there. And now they came to you for a reason that day, the last time you saw that sign, or they're coming to you right now for the first time. And ask them, what is my message? Why are you here? What do you have to tell me? For they worked hard to get your attention. They worked hard to get you here in this moment right now. What is my message? And what are you hearing? Put in the chat what you're hearing as you come back. And let us know who you felt. And for those that didn't get a sign, but you got spirit, ask them for a sign so you know it's them next time. Feeling love and light, and thank them for coming, and allow them. And ask them if there's any other messages they want to tell you, for they are here for you now and always. Your guides, your angels, loved one, God. Feeling the love and the light, and so it is. Namaste. As you clench your fist, come back and put in the comment box anything you experienced, the loved one you felt, a guide or angel, the sign that it was, and what the message was. Or you could just say, yes, yes, yes. You had a sign, you felt the spirit energy, and you got a message. Yes, yes, yes. That's what I do in my classes when we have a lot of people in the class.
Alan says, I don't know who, but I heard be quiet.
Oh, and that was that card I put. Listen, I don't know who. Now, as you quiet your mind right now, close your eyes and say, I hear you. I'm quieting my mind right now. Take a deep breath and breathe out and say, who are you? Show yourself. I'm open to receive and to know who you are. You're protected and you're guided. And there's someone coming to your mind, whether it's a guide or angel. Who is coming to your mind right now, Helen? That's a great message. I think that's a message for us all. Be quiet. Be still.
Yeah. While I'm waiting for Helen, you're amazing. It's so great. I feel the energy. I feel everybody connecting with you. We've got Lillian's telling you you're on the right path. Uh, Her friend Jeanette, a white feather was what she was connecting with.
Ah, that's awesome. I
Uh,
opened my front door in the morning and looked to the left. I saw 3 red robins in the garden. No, it was my dad and John. They always protected me. And I saw that
yes.
cardinal on the truck yesterday. I
Uh-huh.
thought of you.
And we're getting some yes, yes, yes. We're getting some yes, yes, yes. We're getting some chills down the leg. This is
Woo!
great. I love it. I woke up with a splash of wind to remember important things that I have to do. That's beautifully, beautifully expressed. Janet, I got a sign from my family and friends, and it's going to be okay. That's a great one as well.
Mm.
Everything's going to be okay. I love it. My mother-in-law, Helen, saw her
Oh,
mother-in-law.
you got it. See, there you
Mm,
have it. And you
yes,
did. Oh my God. That's
yes.
what, see, you know what it is? A lot of times we leave it at, oh my gosh, I heard a song on the radio or I saw a
Mhm.
sign on the license plate and Mike's here, I'll say. And we
Right,
forget it takes it takes spirit, and I got the chills through my body, a long time to get in touch with us, to get
right.
our attention because we're so busy in the
Mhm.
mundane, like we talked about earlier,
Yeah, yeah,
not
yeah.
recognize they're noticing spirits around, but they are, and they're trying. They want us to take it deeper.
Mhm.
Yay, Helen! I got the chills again. Yes, me too. And they want to take it and go deeper. They
Yep,
want you to
yep.
know it's them. They want to give you a message. They want to have that open communication with
They
you.
wanna connect. They wanna connect to this realm, for sure. For
That's
sure.
all.
When you were talking, so I'm gonna tell my story, and I do, there's some interesting conversations we could have because I believe that, obviously, when you close your eyes and you enter your imagination, I feel like that's going to the realm of source, when you start to bring in things, audio, audio, clairvoyant, all of those things, you're bringing those things in, you're conjuring them, and you're connecting to other realms. And I actually believe that that's kind of like proof of other dimensions and multiverse and all of that stuff. But my story is, I don't know if you know Linda from the Beating Hearts. What the heck is her last name? I can't believe I'm forgetting her last name. She's such a good friend of mine. Linda, um, she lost her son to addiction, Adam, and she started a group for parents to help cope with the loss. And man, Dawn, if you ever entered a room with anybody from this group, you would feel it immediately. It is so palpable, and there's so much love. There
Mm,
is so much love in this group. She has created something so magical because everybody is so overwrought with grief, but they're so joyful to have each other and to connect with each other and to be able to collectively speak to their angels. They bring in their angels all the time. They talk to their loved ones, and this is a group of people who support them in even the idea of talking to their angels. So there's probably lots of people in their lives that are like, "Oh, you're crazy, you're
yeah.
not talking to your angel." So I think that's part of the collective thinking and the intention of even believing that it's real. So my experience was, there was one time I was like in the middle of trying to communicate with her. I called her, she wasn't home. I left a message in between uh her calling me back, which was only a few minutes later. I had some beads hanging in my mirror. I was driving, and I had some beads from her hanging in her mirror, in my mirror. That's what she does. Adam, when he was alive, made beads for other people as inspiration, with inspirational quotes.
Oh
So
wow.
so she started the Beating Hearts, Beading, the Beating Hearts,
Mm.
to create these beads with inspirational quotes, and they sell them for charity. And there's, again, you have to meet this woman.
Yeah,
Amazing.
I'd love to meet her.
You feel her vibrate when you hug her. It's amazing. Um, but so I had these beads hanging in my car. I had just called her. I left a message. The beads were swinging in my car, so I reached up and grabbed them. And it's like, two beads hanging down like this. So I grabbed them like this, and I just held them. And man, I never met Adam, but I was holding his hand. It was
Mm,
like I felt like I was holding his two fingers, and it was like a white light just went shoof, and
wow.
I was like in my car at a light, and just holding these things, and I came back, and I was just like, what the heck was that? And then she called me, and I was like, I just spoke to Adam, and I'm gonna cry.
Oh,
uh and I said, he told me, and it hasn't happened yet, and I have my friend Jilly working on this. He told me that you should make a hanging bead that is 4 strands like fingers and 1 shorter strand like thumbs, and put the story in it that you can connect to your angel by holding it. And excuse me, I'm getting all emotional.
here's your special gift.
It was a message for her. So when she called me back, I said, I just spoke to Adam and he's got this message for you. And I told her about it, and she never was able to do it, and I never pushed it, and I probably should. But I recently brought it up with my friend Jill, because she makes jewelry, and she's like, I'm going to work on that. So hopefully she's
Have you
inspired.
told many people about this?
I haven't told many people about
You know,
it.
it's funny. You notice that you're like,
Yeah.
okay, so that's your throat chakra, and this is all about speaking your truth, and this is something that needs to be said. So they're letting you know that the world needs to hear this, and it's going to be a way for other people. There's the message that you were waiting for me. So this little people have been having this feeling before. They don't know what it is, and you're going to help them understand it, and you're going to have this symbol, this piece of jewelry that's going to help them to connect to their loved ones.
I really feel and that's what I felt when I had that vision. I was like, everybody should really be able to experience this. And part of what I was saying before is, it's all here. It's all inside. It's your own thoughts that are saying, oh my God, I can do this. You're bringing yourself to that place inside your thoughts. Physically, it's like it just manifests. It was amazing. I can't believe I just got emotional. That was awesome.
Well, that's because the emotion and all that is when it's coming out, because it needs to be said. Most of the most powerful teachings is what was guided to me by spirit. Like that is what, I didn't even, one of the things that I say usually in the exercise I do is about shared memories, because spirit would share memories, because there's no way you would have thought of that thing that happened 30 years ago, and spirit put you in your mind, because you can't yesterday what we do, spirit puts you, and that's one of the things. And this happened to me in a private session, and then spirit said, you need to do a class. And then I did this 1-day class, which now turned into a whole course, a mediumship course, which is the one that's coming up. But the 1-day class was be your own medium, because you have the ability. And I would say I have 99.9% success rate in that class.
And that's amazing. I think that's a big part of why we're connecting. And we haven't taken it further before, but maybe it's time.
Yes, now it's time.
It's awesome. Jilly's saying I got
your message. Jilly's here. Oh my God, the girl that's gonna help you is here.
Yeah.
And Sunshine is here.
Sunshine's
amazing.
And we got Lynn also saying, hello, what's up, Lynn? I love you coming back and watching the show now that you've been on it. That's amazing.
Yes.
That feels great.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I guess I'm hearing it loud and clear what you're saying, everything I'm saying. And I do totally believe that everything you experience becomes a part of you, and it's like you carry that with you, and it starts to kind of form. I mean, I'm a little bit of an older guy. I'm not a young kid anymore, but it's like I feel so much more in touch with who I am, and happy than ever before in my life, just because of all of these things that I've learned and brought with me to this. And I find, even professionally and right here, this whole thing that we're doing, this is just bringing together all the kind of interests that I've had. Anyway, I always tooled around with video games and video and the internet and all that stuff, and it's just bringing it all together into something productive and authentic,
and powerful.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
what do you got going on there?
You're gonna laugh. It says, say your prayers and go to bed.
Oh my God, that's amazing. And it's exactly 10 o'clock. Yeah, you have it set.
I'm trying to get a better sleep schedule, so I put it on my phone, because my phone has been off, but it goes through the message.
Oh my God, that's awesome. What a beautiful way to signify the end of the show. And I got to tell you, I definitely love Love the energy talking to you. We're
Oh,
definitely going to talk. I would love to have you
have
on.
one thing can I say for Janet? Something came to me.
Absolutely. Janet is
Okay,
here.
Janet. So in this, Archangel Sophia came through. Archangel Sophia came to me strong during 2020, during COVID lockdown. Archangel Sophia is an angel of love. Okay. And she's all about transmuting negativity to positivity and just getting through things. And she's powerful, and she's all about love, about what radiates in your heart. And she's here to get you through get you through the tough days, and then to keep you loving vibrantly. So it's just, she's amazing angel. Tune in, connect, whether you connected with her, and it's just powerful. So no matter ups and downs, and then when you're high, she'll help you thrive to get done what you need to get done. So.
That's awesome. That is awesome. I'm so glad that you had specific messages for some people here. Oh my good. Trying to look in my calendar and see who I have next week, so I could talk about who I got next week. And I think it's Lynn Laborde. I am super excited to have Lynn. She's a trans channel and channels all of the ascended masters, and I can't imagine that she's not, but I know how it is. You got to be in that moment. It's got to happen. But I'm excited to have her next week. We're gonna talk, because I think live stream of consciousness needs like a special Angel Eyes, like little spin-off, like maybe a segment on my show, or maybe like our own little thing another night a week, or whatever. We definitely got to work together. Yeah, this is good. I like it. Well, thank you so much, guys. Janet, you made Janet cry. Oh, how sweet is that? Oh, there she is. You made me cry. I needed that. Thank you.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm so happy, Jana.
Yes, and we got the show was magical. Thank you both. Thank you, Brenda, for being there. Oh my God. I don't know. You got to tell me what's going on. My eyes right now are itching. I'm like rubbing my eyes. I don't know, but it's time for me to go. It's time for us to go. Angel Eyes, you were amazing. I will be back next week with all you guys. Thank you for doing this. You are welcome. I gotta go and wash my face or something, because my eyes are burning up. All right, I love you guys. Peace out. We'll see you next week.